Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Sapphire. Today we are heading north as I mentioned. And we are going into a foresty, rainforest kind of route. But first we got another bird trainer to fight against. Take flight, my bird Pokemon, he says. But this is kind of like, in my opinion, where the game... the gym leaders are all difficult on their own right and whatever. But this is the point where I think the game actually starts getting difficult. Like the rise in trainer difficulty kind of goes up a bit. It's mainly just in this area. Like while we're going north, the trainers are sort of difficult. But then they kind of dumb down a bit, which sucks. But then this is also kind of the point where the game, the levels of wild Pokemon and trainer Pokemon, I guess trainer Pokemon, like they just kind of like, they're going way too fast now. Like, it's like right now, like I'm level 30 and this wall is level 26. But like later on, like if I'm level 36, the trainer will be like level 38 to 42 or something like that. And then it's like, well, fuck. So it sucks because, like, you have to grind your Pokemon's levels. But it's good because it's, like, finally difficult. But, I don't know, that's for everyone else to decide, not just me. So we finally get to enter into the quote-unquote rainforest. There's tall grass here, like, more tall than normal tall. And you can't ride your bike through there, because I don't know why. There's a gang of people here called the Mimic Circle. And it was kind of hard to tell unless you were like specifically looking for it. But everyone in this route that's part of the Mimic Circle, like they all move up and left and down and right at the exact same time. So yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, they just go in a circle. So I feel like, do they keep moving around after you beat them? That's not something that Pokemon usually does. Like after you beat them, it just kind of sit there until you reset the route. But this Ninjask is just boosting up its stats. Its natural ability is Speed Boost, which means that after every turn, its speed stat goes up by 1. And it's also using Sword Stance, which boosts its attack by 2. But luckily, it didn't attack me at all, so what a waste. Like, I don't know, it's like Ninjask is a weird Pokemon because it has like tools to be good, but a lot of its tools make it bad, so then it's just, its only use is to use Baton Pass, which, that move, like, so you just swap out to a different Pokemon, even though you could just swap out normally. But what it does is that every stat boost and decrease that you gain, after you use Baton Pass, all those boosts and decreases go on to the next Pokemon. Even like Leech Seed and Aqua Ring and stuff, they get boosted or passed over to. So, technically speaking, it can be a good move. It's dangerous, and a lot of the times, like, when people on YouTube do like, whoa, crazy Wartortle sweep video or whatever, like, literally the video is just them using a Ninjask to get speed and attack and a substitute up, and then baton passing it to like the Wartortle or whatever, and then the Wartortle stats are like max attack and max special attack and max speed, so then it can like have good offensive abilities, and then it's just them going against an incompetent person and then they get swept. But I mean, I have been swept by like not Wartortles or whatever, but like people like baton passing to like actually good Pokemon. And it's like, well, are you having fun? Because this is a really stupid strategy, and it's disappointing, and it kind of like takes away the integrity of the game. Because Pokemon's about like mind games and stuff, but like all Baton Pass does, if like used the way Ninjask is used with Baton Pass, is just like buff this Pokemon, and then before you die, swap him to a good Pokemon. And then either win or take out half of your opponent's team, and then now you're at like 5 against 3, so then you're like got a good chance to still win. But yeah, this Illumise, or Illumise, I say Illumise because that's just what comes out naturally for me. I don't remember what I called it as a kid, but I always just like, it's got George Washington hair, which is not even accurate. But that's just the statement I always remembered making about it as a kid. You're pretty strong. Yeah, well, you got Wish and Moonlight and Encore, so fuck you. And then we got this trainer too, he's a bug catcher. I'm glad I was facing him, and maybe I did turn and press A, but I don't remember doing that. But it's Bug Maniac Donnie T, Donald Trump, oh my god, ugh. And he uses String Shot, which he'd use on the Mexicans to slow them down, tie them up, and put them in jail. Oh! Dies, okay. Man, aren't metaphors hilarious? Great. Oh, and a Beautifly. Oh no. He uses their... I'm pretty sure it's going to be a guy Beautifly. He uses their feminine wiles. Yeah, it is a guy Beautifly. Because it's a guy trainer. Oh. Gosh, the Beautifly sprite makes it look like it's shiny when it isn't. Just because like the top of the head is like a not natural color. I mean, it is natural, but you know, if you see like a lot of shiny Pokemon sprites, you're like, oh, that's the same hue that they use for shiny Pokemon. And I think like in the anime, the Beautifly that May had was like a blackish, grayish brown, and not just like a dandelion kind of yellow. And now we got a Silcoon here. Ugh. But yeah, so this route is, I think it's really difficult. Like, unless you have items, then you're gonna have like a bad time. And I don't have items. I mean, I have the Soda Pops. But like, I don't have like paralysis healers or like poison heals or stuff like that. Or revive. I might have a revive, but I think like my entire strategy is to save that revive for the Elite Four. Just to save myself $1,500. Damn, Donnie T wishes we never met. Oh. But this route has one of the coolest Pokemon in the game. And that Pokemon is Tropius, which is like a dinosaur, and it's a grass type, and it's a flying type, and it's supposed to be like a Bronchosaurus or something like that. And then it grows bananas on its neck. Like, it's such a cool Pokemon. But, like, it sucks ass, mainly because it's a grass flying type. Which, I mean, like, in competitive, that's 4 times weak to ice, and then, like, there's an ice priority attack, and Ice Shard, and that can pretty much OHKO a Tropius. But, I don't know, I still think it's a cool Pokemon. I would never use it in-game, just because, I don't know. I mean, it learns Fly. I thought that was so weird, like, this dinosaur learns Fly. It's just... I don't know. But, yeah, we got a Gloom here. My Breloom is like at half health. Now it's at 20%. But this good Headbutt will do some damage. Do I live this acid? I don't think so. Yeah, why did I stay in? Was I honestly just planning to sack the Breloom? I guess I was, because everything else is at full health. But didn't I just heal them all? I haven't been watching. A lot of times I'm looking at the microphone just to make sure it's still working, because Audacity sucks dick and pauses every other recording. But yeah, I just got like 9 more episodes of using Audacity to record before I'm gonna like take a week or so to research other programs. Like, I'm just trying to get, like, all the recordings for this Let's Play out of the way. Like, I've only aired the first 2 episodes, and this is the 9th episode, so that means, like, after this one is recorded, and then I add the audio to the video, and then, like, I can pretty much just take 2 weeks off if I wanted to, and then not have to worry, but I just want all these out of the way, and then I can work on other projects, or test out other stuff. Because there's one game I wanted to replay. And it's kind of obvious which game it is, because it's an earlier game that I played. But, like, I just want to replay, you know? Because it's one of my favorites. But that'll be a discussion for a different time. Okay, this trainer, he can be very difficult. I completely forget about him every single time I play. But he has a Breloom, and it has the move Counter, which is a move that I could have taught my Breloom at like level 28. And speaking of which, this one's at level 28. But basically, if the way Counter works is that if you, I think I already explained it, but like, you're like, I did 80% of its health, and then it uses Counter, and it doesn't do 80% back to me. Because it depends on my defense and resistances and HP and everything. But it just means that, like, okay, he took 80% before using Counter, like, that's going to do a shit ton of damage, as opposed to if I only did, like, 10% of its health, then it would be a weak attack. So, yeah, Combuskin and Breloom have been fainted from my party. And I do have a Revive, but I'm just not going to use it. Because I'm like, okay, well, let's get some Swalot training in here, because Swalot will be very useful for the next gym badge. I don't remember if I taught it Ice Beam already from last episode. I haven't been looking at its moveset, but we will find out in just a moment. Birdkeeper Phil, oh. I mean, I have Shockwave and I have Ice Beam, so yeah, I do have Ice Beam on here. But in most cases, Shockwave will be my better option, just because if the Talos and Swellows use Double Team, I could still guarantee them being hit. While Ice Beams is just better for, like, some Swellows, I guess, just because of their higher stats. And because Ice Beam is base 90, I think. So, yeah. I mean, this Shockwave will guarantee kill it, because it's ×4 super effective, so yeah. And it's a Wingull. But we are very close to getting to a new point of interest, which is the Weather Center, I think. Which is cool that they have, because this game's theme is really based on weather and stuff. But let's leave this area. Is it raining? There's an area to the right of this route. And by the right, when I say to the right, I mean like, we go up a hill, then there's a town, and then we go down a hill. And I think on the downhill part it does rain. Let's see, is it raining right now? No, it isn't, but there's puddles everywhere, so you know. But there's like a weather institution, and one of the Pokemon in this game that we'd get if we go into the Weather Institute is a Pokemon called Castform. And Castform's gimmick is that whenever there's like a weather effect going on, Castform's type will change. So it's not super useful. And then it gets the attack Weather Ball. And Weather Ball also changes in type depending on the weather. So, yeah, it's just like a really gimmicky Pokemon, but I don't use it in this playthrough. I don't think I ever really used it. I just get it, I'm like, oh, this is a cute design, and then I try it out, and it's like, oh, you suck, into the box. Even though, like, it's level 25 when you get it, and then my entire team is, like, 6 or 7 levels ahead of it, so by default, I'm just like, I'm not training you. Fuck you. But it's a free Pokemon. You know, you don't have to like use any Pokeballs to get it. Yeah, but we got more ninja trainers. Like back in the Volcano Ash route. They were hiding in the ash. They were probably gonna get like lung cancer or something later on. But this time it's more innocent. They are just hiding in the trees with a cool little tree decoy. Or a dirt decoy. Sorry, rock decoy. But, yeah, we are just about to enter the Weather Institute, like, right now, and we saw that Team Aqua grunt, so that means Team Aqua is in here, probably. And here we have, like, literally the only female Team Aqua grunt in this game. I think there's 2. Like, I got to this area, and I'm like, oh, shit, they have girl ones? And then just nothing. They just don't show up anymore until, like, just a it's just the token Team Aqua girl. I mean, like, one of the admins is a female, as we'll find out, is the boss of this little Team Aqua festival. But still, like, the boss got interest in your, I don't know, some sort of plot. I mean, like, I get how the Weather Institute goes with the plot because Team Aqua and Team Magma, they're trying to affect the weather to either get more water or more land on the fucking planet by either raising or lowering the sea level. Which, I don't know if I want the sea level to go down because there's a lot of dumb people on this planet and there's a lot of people using up resources. Like they've been hyping up like these water wars that are gonna happen and like how like all the fish on the planet are gonna be like dead in like 20 or 50 years or something. I really don't remember how that article went. But it's like, okay, if you're gonna be like warning us that like the world's just gonna like fucking go to shit in less than 100 years, you wanna also tell us to stop reproducing? Like, jeez. But yeah, you know, Weather Institute. Ryan's talking about how he wants like a genocide on people, and we're just playing Pokemon. I mean, like, one of my professors at college, he was saying how, like, he didn't use the word genocide, but he was like, you know what, I think it would be a great idea if we just kill everyone that is above the age 30, and we just start over. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea, except that, like, everyone who is above 30 that's useful is, like, super useful, and while, like, everyone that's 30 and below, their usefulness is either, like, not useful at all, or they're, like, just kind of useful. Like, they got more, like, inventions made by older, I don't know. I don't know how the age group for inventions are, but I still think that, like, older people are inventing more stuff than, like, entrepreneurs that are, like, between 22 and 30. I mean, I don't watch Shark Tank, so I don't know what the age group of those people are. But I feel like all the quote-unquote sharks are, like, in their 40s or later. Except that one milfy lady, a. But yeah, Team Aqua grunts. I think this is the last one. I haven't been paying attention. Just going on my rant again. I think it's good that I go on these rants, otherwise I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. Especially when I'm recording, like, 1 hour of video, like, 3 days in a row. But here is the Team Aqua admin for this dungeon, Shelly, who is, like, a white ginger, and then they're like, let's make her black in the next games, well, in the remakes. I mean, they made, like, all of Team Aqua black, which is, like, cool. I mean, I'm not saying it's cool because they're black and they're doing crime, because all of Team Magma's white in both games, but, like, I don't know, like, I already thought, like, Archie was, like, pretty badass, but then, like, when they gave him, like, his redesign, and, like, by coincidence, he's black, and just, like, okay, like, I thought he was, like, fucking cool back then, like, they just, like, turned it up, and then Shelly is just like, okay, whatever. Well, I mean, both of the admins for, I guess, both organizations, so, like, Shelly and Matt, and then, like, in Ruby, it's, like, Courtney and Tabitha or something. What dumb names. But, like, I mean, Matt's always, like, been a non-entity, but then they're, like, trying to shoehorn Shelly into the plot in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which I'm totally fine with. I mean, I haven't played Omega Ruby, so I don't know how Courtney goes into the plot. But, like, I don't know, like, just the redesigns are cool. I mean, like, Matt's, like, a non-entity, so I don't really care about, like, the changes they made to him. They just, like, made a guy who was, like, already, like, kind of buff and big build. And just, like, let's just make him taller and bigger. And then, I don't know how Ruby's was, but, like, they made Tabitha be, like, super fat and big. Like, he doesn't look like he'd be, like, super strong. He just looks like intimidating nerd. I don't know. That's just what his hair says. Not, like, douchebag hair, but just, like, nerd hair. If we talk to that scientist guy, he gives us the cast form Pokemon I was talking about. And a cool thing I discovered, like, 4 years ago is that there's a PC in this building and also a bed. And so I always just, like, go to a PC to heal my Pokemon. Because like if you put the Pokemon in the PC and then take them out, they go back to full health. But then I realized you could talk to the bed, and then the bed's like, hey, you want to heal up? Just sleep inside me. And then, hey, now all of your Pokemon aren't fainted anymore. So yeah, that's the Weather Institute, and... Uh-oh, is that the rival music? Oh, May, watch out. You almost fucking bashed into my shins with your bicycle, you fucking piece of shit. Yeah, so she wants to battle us. This is probably the easiest May battle. I don't know, because I guess the teams are just better. I don't remember if I had trouble with the Marshtomp during this battle ever, but we get the nice headbutt flinch, which I think that's the first time I get the flinch to work. There's like a 10 or 15 or something % chance that headbutt flinches. I feel like it's 30, who knows. But when you're flinched, you just lose a turn. Like, you just take the damage and you just take it. And now she has the Nummel, which is even worse than it was before, because I don't know. Like maybe it uses Magnitude, does it? Yeah, Magnitude 8. I still think Magnitude's like one of the best moves ever, but this is coming from the guy who says like Double Kick's like the best move ever as well. Because like when I was first discovering about competitive Pokemon, like I just looked up on Bulbapedia which Pokemon learned Double Kick, and I'm like, okay, these are the top tier Pokemon. Like, if I got a Nidoking, better make it use Double Kick, even though fucking like I don't remember what fighting type moves Nidoking learns, if it even learns like Focus Blast, because Nidoking is just better off as a specially offensive Pokemon, even though I think its physical attack is like a bit higher. I really can't say I remember. But just like, okay, yeah, Double Kick, good. Even though useless. It's 2 attacks that are base 30. And so technically speaking, that's like a base 60 attack. I mean, without me doing any of the math. I'm sure I could pull out a damage calc and be like, okay, what's a base 30 fighting attack times 2? Or what is a base 60 fighting type attack? And then just using that once to see if it does like the same damage or if it does more or less. But yeah, we got the HM for Fly, which we can use after we beat the 6th gym leader. But I don't have any Pokemon that can learn Fly just yet. So that's sad. And then we got another Ninja Trainer. He's the one hiding in the tree. The last one was in the mountains. And the one before that was in the soot and the ash. But yeah, I should not be using a Luingus against a Ninjask, but here I am, because Headbutt kills. So I feel like the Headbutt did too much damage, but then again, Ninjask is weak, but Breloom doesn't have like extraordinary special attack, so that's what confuses me. And Dragoon is already at like level 32. I feel like he was level 25 at the beginning of the episode, but maybe I'm not remembering at all. Maybe I'm thinking of like the last episode. Or something, some point during that episode. But yeah, Dragoon or Trapinch evolves at level 35, and that's when I can learn the move Fly, so that's my flying Pokemon. And then we got a Koffing. I think Koffing's cool, but can you stop it? Just a fucking smokescreen. Fuck that move. Especially like in Silver and Gold. I feel like a lot of Pokemon in the early game use smokescreen on you. I really want to like replace the batteries just so I can replay Silver. I mean, I was already talking about how I want to play Platinum, and then I'll just like buy a ROM card for that, but I don't know, like maybe I'll buy like a ROM for like Heart Gold or something, because I don't know, I just really feel like playing in the Johto region right now, even though I didn't feel super positive about those games, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, or Silver and Gold, I guess. Like, I think like the Pokeathlon and the Pokewalker were like my favorite parts. And now the game's like super expensive, but like I'm totally like invested in buying like a real copy of Heart Gold or Soul Silver, just so I could like do the Pokeathlon stuff whenever I want, like with another person. But then it's like, okay, well, you gotta get a capture card as well, then, if you want to record that. And I'm hoping my sister, like, if she ever does sell her DS games, that she sells them to me. Because she has, like, a bunch of Pokemon games that I'd buy off her. She has all of the Professor Layton games. I'd totally buy those off of her. Plus like a couple like odds and ends. I don't remember what other games she has. It's really just Professor Layton and Pokemon. But I would totally buy those off her. just so she knows. I don't like she doesn't play video games a lot, but like I don't know, like she'll like find like 1 or 2 games and then like she'll play those a long time. Like she has like 4 different Pokemon games and she hasn't beaten a single one. Or, no, she has like okay, well on the DS she has like 4 Pokemon games, but then she has like X and Omega Ruby and Sun. I don't think she's even started Sun. Maybe she hasn't even bought it yet. That would be kind of weird. But like she hasn't beaten a single one of them. Like on Pearl, I think she got to the Victory Road because she spent like a good like week or 2 like actually like trying the game. But I swear we were like at the town where the 8th gym was for a long time, so that's probably like the furthest she's in any game. In Heart Gold, I have no idea where she is. I think I remember watching her beat the 8th gym, but I don't think she's gone to the Kanto region yet, or the Toho Fall. I don't know what it's called. Where you go to Victory Road or whatever. She hasn't gotten there yet, I don't think. In Black or White, I don't know where the hell she is. She's probably not that far because I haven't watched her play it at all. Well, no, she is at... Well, she is white, by the way. She is at, like, the 4th gym town because we did do, like, that stupid little not contest mode. And, like, it's such a stupid mode, yet we had fun with it just because when you steal the spotlight, and it just, like, everyone's stealing the spotlight from each other, just, like, immediately, and then you just watch it for, like, a minute because no one has items anymore. I thought that was funny. But then she has Black too, and I know she's not far into that because we were playing that at the same time. We were doing like a versus type of thing, and I think she's like at the 2nd gym, and I'm like at the 3rd gym. And then we hadn't played it for like 2 years, so then I just started playing on my own, and I'm like at the 4th gym or something. Probably not even. I just remember like I'm at the desert and I got a Braviary. And then Pokemon Y. I'm sorry, no, I had Y. She has X. I have no idea where she is in that game. Like I wouldn't be surprised if she's like not even at the 2nd town or 2nd gym yet. And with Omega Ruby, I think she was like at the 4th gym. I don't remember. I'm kind of disappointed that she's only that far into that game, considering like that's like our favorite game collectively, just because like that was our first Pokemon game. And then and then like Leaf Green, she has that one. We did like a versus still with that the first time we played, and I know she didn't get to like the 7th gym because like even I didn't know how to get to the 7th gym because of the Pokemon Mansion or whatever was too confusing for me. But I know we both got like 6 badges, and then we just both didn't know how to get to the 7th gym, and then we just probably gave up. But that was like the one time she like actively played Pokemon a lot, and I guess when we got Diamond and Pearl. But yeah, those were like 3 years from each other, I feel like. I don't remember when I got Leaf Green and Fire Red come into my life. Like, I don't know. But going back to the game plot, so Steven's here. He's going to give us some goggles. I don't remember what they're called. We'll find out in just a moment. But it's very gimmicky. Yeah, the Devon Scope. Is that what the Devon Goods were for? I guess, maybe. I mean, his dad is Professor Stone. Or, not Professor. President Stone. So maybe that's just like a handy-dandy goggle device that he got from his dad. Like, that's unrelated to the Devon Goods. But it lets us see Invisible Kecleon, which are a minor inconvenience. Like, you're only required to fight this one. And then there's like one blocking the gym, so it requires you to go down this way. That's why I didn't go to the gym when I did. But sometimes that Kecleon will fight you and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, it doesn't fight me this time. And then in the route to the south of us, there's like a grass maze and there's Kecleon blocking some of the paths. But like you can literally just walk around them. It's like, oh no, I walked in 3 squares of grass. But we're gonna use the goggle or the scope to see the Kecleon, and we don't fight it. So yeah, that's it for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like as well, help the channel grow, and subscribe to get updates on my uploads as soon as they happen. And until then, see you next time where we fight on the 6th gym leader.